Parliamentarians debating a bill to repeal and replace the Public Finance Management Act 2021, the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2018, sections of the Financial Administration and Audit Act, and the Public Procurement Act 2021. Leading off debate was Prime Minister and Finance Minister Philip Davis, who says the legislation corrects issues surrounding practical implementation. Prime Minister Davis adds that after all of this talk about fiscal discipline, the former administration ensured that these laws were passed at the very end of its term.
An administration that waits to pass transparency and financial management laws until the very last days of its term in office is not a group that values transparency or financial management.
Now, the Prime Minister has gone on record in the past to indicate that the current pieces of legislation in their current form isn't at all workable. He says policymaking is about much more than just passing laws. In fact, he adds that the new legislation will do the opposite of the current.
Under the current act, the most well-established, well-resourced businesses were able to dominate government contracts under the guise of them being the best fit for the job. Under the new bill, micro, small, and medium-sized businesses will have opportunities. Yes. Under this new bill, women-owned businesses will have opportunities. Under this new bill, businesses in the Family Islands will have opportunities. Yes. And youth-owned businesses will have opportunities.
Prime Minister Davis adds that the bill also strengthens the Fiscal Responsibility Council with improved confidentiality of information and enhanced qualification requirements for members. However, the opposition's point man for finance, Kwesi Thompson, takes issue with the new criteria, charging that the government decimated the independence of the Fiscal Responsibility Council without consulting that council.
You have removed the appointment from the Speaker and you've now put it back in the hands of the Minister of Finance. How could you put the power to appoint the body that is supposed to evaluate you, the independent body that is supposed to evaluate you, you then take it from the Speaker and put it in the hands of the Minister of Finance? There was an allocation under the House of Assembly for the Fiscal Responsibility Council, which meant that the Speaker has the ultimate responsibility for allocating money to the persons in the Fiscal Responsibility Council. You have taken that out and again put it in the hands of the Ministry of Finance, which means that if the persons want anything, instead of making the case to the Speaker, making the case to the Secretary of the Cabinet, you now have to go to the same person that you must evaluate.
He also expressed his disappointment that the offenses section of the act was being removed from the new legislation.
They've taken everything out. They didn't just adjust it to say, well, this isn't workable, or that isn't workable, or we can change this, or we can make that work better. They took the whole thing out. So you've taken the teeth out of the legislation. Yeah.
Wow. Thompson says, to put it bluntly, many of the changes are aggressive and do not move our country forward, and the opposition cannot support this proposed change. Leah Cooper, Eyewitness News.